Hello and welcome to Flow and Restore Yoga. My name is Michelle Chua. Grab a couple of yoga blocks, a strap, a pillow, a blanket, any of those kinds of props or substitutes for them that you might be able to use for this mixture of first half vinyasa flow and second half yin yoga or restorative yoga into 10 minutes of guided meditation. And let's start in a comfortable seat. You may like to prop your pelvis up onto a folded blanket or something like that. And just physically ground, press into the surface below your body through both left and right, sitting bones. I like how meditation teacher Scott Schwenk calls it arriving in a seat of dignity. So feel good in the way that you're sitting. Allow yourself to feel confident and open and expansive. Maybe close your eyes as you start to scan your body and notice what you bring into your practice today in your different realms of being: physical, mental, energetic. Feeling into the breath and the way it's entering and exiting your body naturally. So in our last practice, I offered the theme word of surrender, but more in the sense of divine or spiritual surrender. In Sanskrit, it's referred to as Ishvara Pranidhana. Well, I decided to dig a little deeper and find some quotes, and here's one from Eckhart Tolle. He says, surrender is the simple but profound wisdom of yielding to, rather than opposing, the flow of life. I love that, rather than opposing the flow of life. Wayne Dyer, the late spiritual teacher, says, by surrendering, you create an energy field of receptivity for the solution to appear. He elaborates, you get to a place where you begin to be guided by something greater than yourself. You stop fighting and striving. Indeed, the need to expend this type of energy is often a strong indicator that you are not in the flow and where you are meant to be. And instead, surrender to your higher purpose and be guided from there, allowing things to happen, trusting in source, focusing on your why, and letting go of the how. Ooh, I like that last part. Let me repeat it. Focusing on your why and letting go of the how. We started our last week with setting our intentions for spring, and we elaborated on how to state those intentions as positive affirmations and to feel them within us. But in that feeling them within us, we allowed space for grace, where we don't have to control exactly how the outcome is going to be in details, but we know what it is that's we're being drawn to. So what feeling tone, or in Sanskrit, it's called bhavanam. What bhavanam are you being called to experience in this practice today? Maybe join your palms to meet at your heart, sitting tall and grounded. And allow the breath to deepen. Feel it expand into your rib cage, slowly down into the bottom of your belly. Feel the breath release, maybe out through the lips. Allowing a few more deep breaths to expand into your physical body and to exit with grace, with ease. And with these longer grounding breaths, clarify your sankalpa, your intention for your practice today. Now, what does it feel like to trust the process? to show up, to set your intention, to put in the effort, but also to surrender and allow space for grace. See if you can infuse that through most of this asana yoga and then into meditation. And then call to mind someone that you might offer up your practice to today, a dedication to someone or a greater cause or a community at large. In this way, we practice surrendering how the outcome needs to look. It helps us to ungrip a little bit. And then together as a community, let's create resonance, joining our voices with 3 chants of Om. Take a deep breath in. Bow in towards your heart space, acknowledging your own inner guidance. And to tune in with that throughout this practice, going at the pace that your body needs to go. So let's bring the hands down into the belly. As you breathe in, invite the belly to expand. And as you breathe out, allow the belly to draw inward towards your spine. Still sitting tall and relaxing the shoulders. Inhale into the belly, expand. Exhale, draw the belly in towards the spine. And then from here, I invite you to accentuate the pulling in the belly so that it's more like a drum, a percussion, starting to create a brisker pace, sort of like this, all through the nose, mouth is closed. So the belly bounces in towards the spine with each exhalation, and then relax. So we're gonna take 30 rounds or 30 exhales, 3 times. We'll pause in between of what's called breath of fire. It stokes the inner fire called Agni, digestive fire, and fire for taking action. And it also warms up our core muscles at our abdomen. If you're pregnant, rather than practicing breath of fire, continue with slow breaths into the belly. Otherwise, count your own first round of 30 exhales, brisk, pulling the belly in towards the spine. Sit up tall, roll the shoulders back and down, and maybe close the eyes. Breath of fire ready? Begin. When you get to 30, inhale deeply, hold the breath in at the top and lift your pelvic floor, drawing the belly inward and up towards your heart. And when you can't hold the breath in anymore, exhale gently through the lips and relax. Pause a moment to observe how you feel. And when you're ready, take your second round of 30 exhales of Kapalabhati Pranayama, breath of fire. Taking a deep breath to prepare. On the 30th breath, inhale deeply and hold the breath in for a few seconds, lifting your pelvic floor, drawing the navel in and up. And when you can't hold the breath in anymore, release it through the lips, relax the breath, relax the body, Pause a moment to observe. And when you're ready, take your last round, just like that, 30 exhalations. And when you finish holding the breath out on that third round, allow your breath to slow down evenly in and out through the nose, while softly constricting the back of your throat to invite a gentle whispering sound, practicing Ujjayi pranayama or victorious breathing technique. So hear the breath fully rise to the top. Feel the breath completely empty out. And then balancing the length of each, continue to listen to your breath as you start to make your way down onto all fours, hands and knees, preparing to move your spine to your breath in Vinyasa or cat-cow pose. Set your knees a couple inches behind your hips. Set your wrists just beneath your shoulders. And with the inhales, draw your chest forward and up, rolling the shoulders down as you look up. With the exhales, press down with your palms, lift the navel, dropping your head to round your back. Inhaling the heart forward into cow pose. Exhaling the belly in, into cat pose. And then keep going another 3 to 5 cycles of Vinyasa or cat-cow, listening to your breath. When you finish the next exhalation after rounding your back, relax to a neutral spine and place your blocks, if they're not already, to frame the top of your mat, and set your strap just off to the side near the top of your mat too. And then tuck your toes with your feet hips width apart. Lift your hips high and back into downward facing dog. Allowing the first 5 breaths or so to dance your downward dog. Move it in any way that helps you to loosen your body. Like pedaling your feet slowly in place, maybe swiveling the hips left and right. Gently shaking and nodding your head to relax your neck as you soften your jaw. And then see your hands press down flat through your palms, stretching the index fingers straight forward or slightly turned out. Roll your triceps or outer upper arms towards the ground. And then bend your knees, lift your hips even higher if possible, and pull your hips further back towards the wall behind you. Then sink your heels deeper and deeper towards the ground, even if they don't touch it. And you could also keep your knees bent. Soften the back of your neck as you gaze towards your feet, paralleling your feet, hips width apart. Now let your body be still as you listen to 3 more slow, mindful breaths here in Adho Mukha Svanasana. As you breathe in, glide forward into the top of a push-up, plank pose. Stacking the shoulders over your wrists, gaze at the floor, just a foot ahead of your hands. You have the option of lowering your knees onto the ground directly under your hips. Otherwise, press your inner heels back and firm the front muscles of your thighs. All the while, lift the sides of your waist, lift the lower belly. Draw your sternum forward. From plank pose, take another inhale. As you exhale, glide forward as far as you can before bending your elbows to point back, grazing your side ribs through Chaturanga Dandasana, lower all the way to the ground. Landing your lowest ribs beside the heels of your palms, hug your elbows close to your rib cage. Press the tops of your feet into the earth and stretch your legs long behind you. As you breathe in, roll the fronts of your shoulders back and down, lifting your chest forward in Cobra pose. Lengthen the back of your neck and exhale, press through plank pose and lift your hips to downward facing dog. Let's start a slow flow and we'll build upon it. As you inhale, raise your right leg behind you. Exhaling, bend that knee and rotate the thigh open. As you inhale, tack your left outer hip back. Exhaling, come forward to plank, tapping your right knee outside your right upper arm. Gently step the right foot to the right side of your right hand. Lizard lunge. Grab your blocks, place your hands at the height of the blocks that you need to comfortably breathe and relax your shoulders down. Inhale, lower your back knee, look up and drop the shoulders back. Exhale, tuck the back toes, straighten both legs to your degree and bow inside of your right leg. Pyramid pose. Inhale, rebend the front knee. Spin your left heel to the ground. Keep your right hand on the block, right arm nudging the inner right thigh so the knee continues to face forward. And exhale, raise the left arm towards the sky. This is a wide variation of side angle pose. Inhale, rotate the left outer upper arm to face your left wall and sweep your left arm overhead towards the front of your room, pressing the shoulders down your back. Spiral your chest towards the sky. Exhale, lower down to plank pose, hands on the floor, and continue forward and down through Chaturanga. Inhale into Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. Feel the breath in, full expansion. Release through the exhale. Side two. Inhale, raise your left leg behind you. Exhale, bend the knee, rotate your thigh open. Stay here. Inhale, tack the right hip back. Exhale, touch left knee to left tricep. Step the foot forward to the left of your left hand. Place your hands on blocks. Inhale, lower the back knee and coil your chest up. Exhale, straighten both legs and bow forward, pyramid pose. Inhale, rebend the front knee and spin the right heel down. Nudge the left arm against the inner left thigh, keeping the front knee facing forward. Exhale, raise your right arm, entering side angle pose. Inhale, tack the left hip crease back. Rotate the right tricep towards the right wall and sweep the arm overhead, extended side angle pose. Draw the shoulders down the back. Exhale, lower from plank pose, down through Chaturanga. Continue on with your vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Allow for 3 to 5 slow, grounding breaths through the nose. We're going to add a beginning and an end to that sequence we just created. So here's the end. Bend your knees. Inhale, look forward of your hands. Empty the breath. Then walk or float your feet to the front of your mat. Forward fold. Press your blocks to the ground. Inhale, raise your heart through your upper arms. Exhale, bow forward. Press to your feet. Inhale, circle your arms apart. Rising to stand, watch your palms meet overhead. Exhale, trace your hands in prayer down the center of your body. Mountain pose. Now here's the beginning, and let's continue through the whole sequence this time. One breath, each posture. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead, gaze up. Exhale, bow from your hips. Press the ground or blocks. Inhale, lengthen forward. Step into plank or float into chaturanga. Insert your vinyasa here. From downward facing dog, inhale, raise your right leg back. Exhale, bend the knee, turn the thigh open. Inhale, tack the left hip back. Exhale, touch, right knee, right tricep. Step the foot to the right of your right hand. Hands on blocks. Inhale, lower the back knee, coil your chest up. Exhale, straighten both legs and bow. Inhale, bend the front knee, spin the back heel down. Exhale, raise the left arm, spiral your chest towards the sky. Inhale, sweep the left arm overhead, extended side angle, press the shoulders down your back. Exhale, lower from plank into your vinyasa. Downward dog, second side. Inhale, raise your left leg back. Exhale, bend the knee, turn the thigh open. Inhale, tack your right hip back. Exhale, touch left knee to left tricep. Step the foot outside the left hand. Hands on blocks. Inhale, lower your back knee, coil your chest up. Exhale, straighten both legs and bow. Inhale, bend the front knee, spin the right heel down. Exhale, raise your right arm, side angle pose. Inhale, extend the right arm forward, extended side angle pose. Exhale from plank into your vinyasa. Resting whenever you may need, child's pose or other position. And if you're in downward dog, allow for 3 more breaths. Steady your body, steady your eyes, steady your breath. After your third exhalation, walk or lightly jump to the front of your mat. There, inhale, rise forward to a flat back. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise all the way up into Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to your heart in Padasana. Adding on this next round, we're gonna make the sequence a little longer. This time, feet together, knees together. Inhale, sit into chair pose, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen forward. Walk to plank or float to chaturanga. Insert your vinyasa here, which could also be cat-cow pose. Remembering to pace yourself, surrendering to the flow in which your body is telling you it needs to be. From downward dog, inhale, raise your right leg back. Exhale, bend the knee, turn the thigh open. Inhale, stay here, tack the left hip back. Exhale, touch, right knee, right tricep. Step the foot to the right of your hand. Hands on blocks. Inhale, lower back knee, coil your chest up. Exhale, straighten both legs and bow. Inhale, bend front knee, spin the left heel down. Exhale, raise the left arm, tack the right hip back. Inhale, sweep the left arm overhead, extended side angle. Here's the add-on. Exhale, lower both hands to the blocks and come into a high lunge again. Inhale, raise the right arm. Keep the hips squared as you twist to the right. Exhale, extend the right arm towards the front of the room. This is revolved side angle pose. Inhale, lower both hands into plank pose. And take it through your vinyasa. Side two. Inhale, raise your left leg back. Exhale, bend your knee, turn open your thigh. Inhale, stay here, tack the right hip back. Exhale, touch left knee to left tricep. Step the foot to the left of your hands. Hands on blocks. Inhale, lower the back knee, coil your chest up. Exhale, straighten both legs and bow. Inhale, bend the front knee, spin the right heel down. Exhale, raise your right arm, side angle pose. Inhale, extend the right arm overhead, extended side angle pose. Exhale, lower both hands, come into your high lunge. This is the add-on. Inhale, raise the left arm, keep your two hips leveled as you twist to the left. Exhale, extend the left arm overhead. Inhale, step back into plank and lower into your vinyasa. Three to 5 breaths. Let your body be still. Land your eyes on one focal point and allow your breath to rebalance and lengthen. After finishing the third exhale, walk or float to the top. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, fold. Grab your blocks, place them a foot behind your feet, wide across your mat on the lowest height. Step onto your blocks. So your balls of your feet are on the blocks. Big toes touching. Sink your hips and splay your knees wide. Place your hands flat on the floor, about a foot ahead of your toes, shoulders width apart. Scoop in the belly and start to lean forward towards your fingertips like you're looking from the edge of a river at your own reflection into the river. And then come back. That's it. Rocking forward, lift the hips, scoop the belly in, lean forward, and come back. Maybe you go a little further into Bakasana or crow pose. Hollow the belly, spread the shoulder blades apart, and this time bend the elbows towards you and let your knees climb to squeeze onto your triceps. Look way ahead of your fingertips on the ground, and maybe you start to lift the toes, or a toe, or no toe. Feet together. How's your breath? Surrendering to what's possible right now. Is there any mental resistance? If you're feeling fear that your face is going to land on the floor, put a blanket in front of you, and maybe that fear can soften. Maybe try it one more time. So Kakasana is where the elbows are bent. Bakasana is where you straighten the arms. Perhaps float back into Chaturanga. Entering a vinyasa. Whatever you choose, let's make our way to sit on our shins. Placing left hand at the center of your chest below your sternum. Placing the right hand on the left palm and closing your eyes as you sit in stillness and allow your body to be breathed into. Sense the effects of that little exploration. To whatever degree you took it, how do you feel in your body? Is there reactivity in your mind? Is there a particular type of thought looping? Without judging any of it. And you just allow yourself to be open awareness. Loving open awareness. Keeping your left hand at your chest, place your right hand on your lower belly and adjust your position of sitting down for a breathing practice, which will lead us into our slowing down yin portion. So if you prefer to sit on a prop or with the legs in front of you, make yourself comfortable where you can be upright and at ease. So this breathing practice is Durga Pranayama, really allowing the body to receive the fullness of the breaths, and then even more so, accentuating the length of the exhalation, that feeling of surrender, that feeling of release and letting go. So it's done by picturing your torso as though it were a jar, base of the spine and pelvic floor is the bottom of the jar, and the base of the skull and your neck is the top of the jar. And then dividing that jar into 3 cross sections. So the lowest part is going to be the area of the lower belly and the lower back, like below the belly button. The second part, the middle part, is most of your rib cage all around. And the uppermost part is your upper chest, neck, shoulders, and upper back. So we'll divide the inhale into first 1/3 of the breath into the lowest part, and then another 1/3 into the middle part, and the last 1/3 into the uppermost, where we'll hold the breath in, but consciously relax the body. Then we'll exhale all of the breath out slowly. So the exhale is going to last much longer. To empty, we'll hold the breath, and that's 1 cycle. So let's take 3 cycles together and 2 cycles on your own. So sitting up tall, roll the shoulders back and down, soften the jaw, close the lips, and empty this breath through the nose. Holding it out. At the lowest part of your torso, inhale 1/3. Pause. Into the mid-torso, inhale 1/3. Pause. Into the uppermost part, inhale the last 1/3. Hold it in. Relax your body and observe. Exhale slowly, everything. Hold it out on empty. Sense what you feel here. Second round, inhale 1/3. Pause. Inhale the second 1/3. Pause. Inhale to the top. Hold. Relax. Observe. Exhale everything slowly. Hold at the bottom, relax, and observe. Last one together. Inhale 1/3. Pause. Inhale second 1/3. Pause. Inhale the uppermost. Hold. Invite ease. And let it all go. Hold on empty. And continue 2 more cycles on your own. Just allowing your breath to move at its own pace. When you are finished and ready, rest your hands, pause a moment, and observe the effects of Durga Pranayama, that practice. 3-part breathing. It's interesting to notice if you had any resistance in any part of that breathing. Notice what came easy for you, without having to label anything as right or wrong, good or bad. Just being open, loving awareness. It's helpful to know when we tend to grip or strive or block the flow of life. Breath is life. So let's start to set up for a supported heart opening back bend, a variation of fish pose. And with that, we're gonna come into a hip opener as well with the legs in Supta Baddha Konasana. So grab your blanket first and unfold it about arm's width in length, like this. This is almost my arm's width, so that you can roll it into a smooth, firm log, a cylinder pillow. Just like this. And we'll set that aside because we'll reach for it in a moment. And then let's grab our 2 yoga blocks, placing the tallest height at the very back of your mat. This is going to be your pillow for the back of your head. And the medium height, like this, across your mat and closer to you. You'll know how to space the blocks once we lie back, and you might have to adjust. So let's leave that there and sit at the middle of your mat, splaying your knees apart, bringing the soles of your feet together. This is bound angle pose. Then take your cylinder pillow and place the middle of it across your inner ankles and feet, and then tuck the ends of it under your outer thighs, so that feels snug and your thighs can splay out and be supported. If you're needing even more to support your outer thighs, so you're not feeling like you're holding yourself up, then grab whatever you have nearby that can evenly hold up your thighs to the amount you need. And then as your pelvis stays on the floor, slowly lean back so that the area that is just beneath the bottom tips of your scapula, your shoulder blades, lands on the first block. The shoulder bones roll back into the space between the blocks. Make sure that your neck has its curvature and natural length, and then adjust the block that's under your head to the height that you need. You might prefer that tallest height, and that's a good place to start. If you're feeling that you want more uplift in the chest, then tilt the block that's under your head 1 step lower to the medium height, or 2 steps lower to the lowest height. So the lower the block is behind your head, the more lift you're gonna feel in the chest. And just notice what's an amount that really honors your body right now. It's not too much or feeling stagnant. That you could be here for a few minutes. As restorative postures are meant to be held for several minutes at a time, we're gonna hold this one for 5 minutes. Yep, you heard me right. I'm gonna set the timer now. So make any little adjustments that you might need so that your left shoulder is symmetrical to the right shoulder as much as possible. The throat is open, back of the throat is long. Your 2 hips feel balanced. They're completely resting down into the surface below. And then the palms can turn up by rotating the shoulders back, letting the arms just rest slightly away from your sides. You might like to close your eyes here, drop your attention inward. And then allow a full inhalation to nourish your heart center. Feel and visualize the breath entering the area just below your sternum and 3-finger widths back into the heart cave. And exhaling through the lips. Now releasing control of your breath too. Let's invite the feeling tone, the bhavanam of surrendering, of that full trust. That you're here in the right place. All is good. You're being supported. Sense where your awareness goes as you allow your body to rest in sustained stillness. Noticing if there's a resistance to being still. Noticing if you welcome stillness. Allow at least 3 more natural breaths to move through your body as you lay still here. And when you're ready to start moving, that movement incrementally. Try not to just jump up all at once. So place your hands on your outer thighs and ease the knees up, set the feet on the ground. Maybe turn over to the right side and rest your head on your right arm, moving off the blocks. Sensing what you feel as you're unfolding from that posture. You can move the blocks aside and start to roll onto your back, lying on the mat. From there, separate your feet on the ground, wider apart than your hips distance, and separate your knees as wide apart as your feet. Then drop both of your knees to the right side and point your left knee down the midline of your mat. Notice any sensations around the left side of your pelvis, the front of the hip, the left side of the lower back. If there's plenty going on there, stay right here and breathe into that area. If there seems to be not much happening, then pick up your right foot, cross your right ankle just above your left knee, gently encouraging the front of your left thigh to lengthen forward, allowing more space in the hip flexor and in the psoas. You could rest your hands on that left side of your pelvis, a gesture of reassurance, comfort, and support. Perhaps imagining the breath expanding into that area in which you feel the most sensation, or even discomfort, if any. With your breath and exhalation, surrender to a feeling of ease, especially where you might encounter resistance, including physically. In fact, in your own mind, you might hear the word ease with each natural exhalation. Allow for 3 more breaths here, nourishing your body with each breath in, welcoming ease with the breaths out. And then when you're ready, be very gentle as you start to step both feet back onto the ground, lifting the knees slowly, separating the feet again wider than hips distance, knees just as wide apart as the feet. And then pause there for a couple of breaths. Just let the spine give you feedback, or your body elsewhere give you feedback. Listening inward. When you're ready, slowly drop both knees to your left side. Align the right knee to trace the center line of your mat. Observe what's happening along the right side of your pelvis now. What sensations here are giving you information as to what degree you need to take this pose on this side. Feel into the front of your right hip, into the right side of your lower back, and even down the front of your right thigh. If you don't feel like there's much activity, then you might go ahead and place your left ankle right above your right knee. You might also place your palms on the right side of your pelvis. Allowing the breath to touch that space in which your body's asking for your attention. And perhaps again, exhaling the word ease mentally. And then let another 3 exhalations exit your body before you slowly begin to unwind from this posture, stepping your feet onto the mat, pausing there in a more neutral position to again listen in. What's your body saying now, right here? Trusting its intelligence. Then begin to draw your bent knees into your chest. Perhaps rocking gently side to side, a little massage into your lower back. Rolling slowly to one side or rising forward. Find the path of least resistance to take. And when you come up to sit, extend both of your legs in front of you. You may want to grab a strap here as we're going to spend just about 10 breaths in a seated forward fold. If you find that as you're sitting with the legs forward, your back begins to round, sort of like this, then take a pillow or a folded blanket and sit towards the front edge of it, elevating your pelvis, slightly tilting your pelvic bowl forward. Root your 2 sitting bones left and right. Lift your rib cage, draw the navel in. Flex your feet and press your big toe mounds forward, slightly rotating your inner thighs towards the floor as you hug your outer hips towards your lower spine. All of these things do much to support the lower back. If you're using a strap, place it around the balls of your feet with enough slack so that your shoulders can release back and down, opening your throat and all the sides of your neck. Then imagine there's a string connected from the bottom of your spine to your crown, and we're lifting that string up towards the sky as the breath comes in, lifting the sternum slightly too. Then as the breath releases, begin to hinge forward from your hips, maintaining that fullest length of your spine and the shoulders rolled slightly behind the ears and down the back. Breath by breath, surrendering to whatever's available here for your body and you to experience in Paschimottanasana. And then when you're ready, begin with a heart space. Feel buoyancy there, lifting you as you inhale to rise up. And now let's set up for Shavasana. Now, if you've got any tension in your lower back, you can take that cylindrical blanket that you rolled up earlier and lay it across your mat right underneath the backs of your knees so you have a supportive bend to your knees. And then take a moment to roll your legs inward and outward like you're windshield wiping your feet. And then just let them flop, relax so the feet are wider than the hips. Really soften the glutes here. Maybe you do a little shake out of the glutes, soften the belly, relax the quadriceps. Notice where you tend to contract muscles the most, especially when you're concentrating. So go into those areas and maybe do a little movement, a gentle shake, just giving them it's all good. You can rest with ease. And then as you lie back, maybe you want a thin pillow under your head or not at all. Maybe you have something to cover your eyes as that gentle weight can offer relaxation too. So really put intention into how you set yourself up in order to feel completely at rest. And again, invite a sense of symmetry along the left and the right sides of your body. And as you're ready, closing your eyes. Again, sense your breath in its natural flow. Fully embodying that bhavanam, that feeling tone of surrendering here. As Eckhart Tolle says, that simple but profound yielding to rather than opposing the flow of life. Just let the life flow through the breath. Allow a pause here in this stillness to sense any shift, any difference you might feel in those different layers of being since you arrived in this practice today. Your physical body, your subtler energetic being, and your mental and emotional state. Allow the breath to ease into your chest, into your side ribs, your back ribs, down into the pit of your belly again. And feel free to open the lips. Notice if any sound wants to release. And then even longer, feel the breath expand into the soles of your feet, all the way down to your whole body. Surrendering the exhale with any sound, unpacking. And then take your time, be gentle with starting to move your fingers, perhaps slowly turning your head, allowing your feet to stretch, then maybe your arms, your legs. Again, find your path of least resistance to gradually lift your body upright into a comfortable seat for our 10 minutes of meditation. You may like to elevate your pelvis, positioning your body in a way that feels grounding. Again, find that sense of dignity in your posture where you can feel good about yourself. Feel the heart space open and buoyant, the spine tall but not rigid, the shoulders relaxed, at ease, allowing an open body to receive the natural breath as it comes and goes on its own. And set your hands in a gesture that cultivates a feeling of being centered and awake. Maybe the fingertips touch of each hand, maybe the palms stack at the center of your lap, or Jnana or Chin Mudra, thumb and index fingers touching. Whether you close your eyes or steady a soft gaze at one object just near you at eye level, allow your attention to begin scanning your physical body, beginning with the soles of your feet. Allowing each foot to unwind as though they were fists unraveling. What would that feel like in your feet? And then lifting your inner gaze to your pelvic floor, the base of your spine, perineum. Sense a softening in that area, a relaxed physical sensation. Then lifting your inner gaze to your hands. Allow your palms to melt any tension, just letting that to release. Softening the fingertips, softening the hands. Full gesture of receptivity, open to receive, allowing space for grace. And then lift your mind's eye to your ears, feeling behind your ears, around your ears, inside your ears. How does it feel to completely relax your ears? To let go of any clenching. And then slide your inner gaze to your tongue, completely softening your tongue. Feel the effects of that. And now lifting your attention to your eyes, whether they're open or closed. Can you release any tension there might be remaining in the four corners of your eyes, behind your eyes, the muscles behind them, around your eyes? Sense the effects of softening your body. And now I invite you to bring your awareness onto the breath without changing the breath. Just let it be. In your mind's eye, locate where in your body you most sense the breath coming and going. Perhaps the tip of your nose, your rib cage, your throat, or elsewhere. Can you allow yourself, your physical self, your mental, emotional self, your energetic self, and your inner being all to be nourished by the life force that's entering you through each breath in and cleansing you through each breath out, effortlessly being breathed into. As you allow your breath, the breath, to continue coming and going with natural ease, just letting your body to be open to that. I invite you to land your awareness onto your mind and the thoughts that might be swimming through there. Can you cultivate the feeling tone, the bhavanam of surrender in your mind by letting go of the energy of thinking? Letting go of the energy of thinking. Not blocking anything, just letting go of putting any effort into thinking. Keeping your eyes closed if they are closed. Allow your attention to expand from observing your thoughts and mind back to your physical body again, and to sensing the space around your physical body, your physical environment. Allow another breath to fill up your lungs and belly, exiting your lips. What did you notice in your meditation practice today? What areas in your physical body did you notice in the asana practice today, in which you might tend to grip, or where you tend to easily surrender? Are there any aspects of your life elsewhere in which you might practice a little more surrendering, trust? How might you bring this yoga practice into a living practice? Seal it together now, maybe joining your palms to meet at your heart, lifting your heart, sitting tall, bowing in, honoring your inner guidance. Remember to whom you dedicated your practice to today, and remember the intention that brought you here. Close, chanting one Om. Allow a deep breath in. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.